It's just a nice way to start.
I think we should talk about how exercise has changed our life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
I don't know. Maybe because we talked about it a lot today, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's such a huge topic, like for me at least. I mean, maybe this can be step one.
Yeah.
Well, and we can talk more about how it's changed your life. What?
And we can also talk about like.
Well, I mean, it can be more focused on you.
You have to start.
I think exercise saved my life,
Mm-hmm.
not just changed it.
I know.
Saved it. Apparently, I was always interested in sports and balls. Was always playing with balls and kicking them, throwing them.
Like mom told you that? Dad told you that? What do you mean? Yeah.
Both. I was very like fast moving always, like always wanted to be moving. I should ask them like when they noticed that I was just so interested in that because I don't really remember. I have this core memory of being in Mexico and playing in the waves for hours. Like just walking out about like waist or chest deep and the wave would kind of break on the beach and I would just jump back as it was hitting me and like let it just like
carry you back.
Yeah, and just like just shuck me back. And I did that for hours. Like I could have just kept doing it. It was just fun, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not really an athletic thing, but there's something about just moving and like the fun of being moved or moving.
And like doing something physical.
Yeah.
Like learning through physical. What's the
Kinesthetics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
There's just gonna be a background noise of him purring the whole time.
You know,
It's so funny.
soothing.
Soothing.
This is what's that? ASMR?
ASMR, yeah.
ASMR cat video.
What was the first sport you got into?
Soccer and baseball and
Right.
t-ball.
T-ball, yeah.
I think I was put in both at like 4. And I played them like simultaneously. I was pretty bad at t-ball actually when I first started. Like I couldn't hit the ball off the tee. I remember.
could.
Yeah. Okay. I remember just
Picture here of me playing t-ball.
I do have a video of it.
You have a video of it?
I think so.
Of me being little? Oh.
No, of you hitting off the tee that one time. Oh, he's got a big scab on his chin.
Well, don't pick it.
I just want to make sure it's a scab, not a tick. What is that, little man?
It's a mama job, Dad.
It's a scab. Sorry. It's pretty in there. Probably a scab. Yeah, soccer and t-ball. Was probably better at soccer. Like just loved running around. Was pretty quick. Just loved it. Just wanted to play all the time. Play with my dad a lot. Soccer, baseball, football. Just always wanting to play.
Football?
I didn't play football, but I would we would throw the ball around a lot. And and hockey. Played a lot. It would cycle. It would just cycle seasonally, I guess, in between like what sport was kind of on TV. I would watch a lot of it and then I'd kind of get obsessed with it and just want to go practice it. So if it was baseball season, sound familiar? You know, just hours of like shooting hockey balls and those plastic pucks in the carport. I like playing goalie. And then like kicking the soccer ball in the front yard, always wanting to go to the ballpark. And then like intermittently anything else I could get my hands on. But those are like the main ones.
Why didn't you ever do football or hockey?
I don't think my mom wanted me to play football or hockey because she thought it was dangerous.
Yeah.
I remember saying like, I want to play hockey. I don't know if I ever wanted to play football, but I remember saying I wanted to play hockey and it just didn't happen. And that's probably largely why.
It's also like a huge commitment. Like the early morning practices and stuff, they probably were like, we can't do that.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, I bet your mom also was like, oh God.
I know she didn't want me to play football.
She's
like I know.
That.
Yeah. She didn't want me to play football. And
can't do that.
I remember I got kind of into boxing when I was like 10 or 11. Like we hung a heavy bag in the garage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I would just go out there with like really crappy gloves and just start hitting that. And I remember kind of being interested in that, but I would also assume that didn't materialize because mom didn't want me to get my head injured, which in retrospect, I'm pretty glad. I'm kind of glad I didn't play any of them because I know a lot of people, a lot of friends who have had a lot of head trauma from football. I've like some bad hockey stories, some friends that we know. And then boxing is just like, you're going to get brain damage. So.
And so then why did soccer stop and why did baseball continue?
I remember quitting soccer. It's so silly, but I like kind of didn't think it was cool. I was just like, oh, soccer's not that cool. And I don't know. I remember feeling like cold and going to the field and I remember watching a game and it was like the year older than me guys were playing and they seemed so good and like big and just it was intimidating and I remember just not wanting to like I just kind of quit. I was like, I don't want to go up against that. Like I was pretty, for lack of a better word, like weak mentally or just like didn't want to really challenge myself because sports was like a really safe thing for me and I was always pretty good at them and I didn't like losing at them at all because it was all I kind of felt like I had. So when I felt myself not do well in them, it was really hard for me to handle. Like my dad and I would race every year on my birthday and I would often lose and I would just cry and like I could not handle it. I was just known by my family as like a poor loser. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. I just like didn't have anything else.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So when I look back, like I used to be pretty embarrassed about all this, but just, like I just didn't have anything else that I felt good about with myself. Wasn't good in school. There was nothing else really. I just wanted to play sports. So when I wasn't good at them, I felt really angry and just like overwhelmed when I would start to fail. So when I would encounter people who were better than me, I just didn't like that. Yeah.
And it wasn't even just like a, I want to win kind of thing. Like it was more of just like that sense of self was,
yeah.
Well, like it wasn't like a winning to brag kind of need.
No.
It was like a self-safety.
I didn't like care about winning like I cared about not losing. Like I didn't want to lose more than I wanted to win, you know? Winning was like a relief, but losing was shameful devastation. Yeah, did not like it at all. Like I have core memories of just feeling inadequate playing against certain people and losing, and not a lot of memories of like successes.
Yeah, even though you had a lot, those aren't the ones that like have hit home and stayed.
Yeah, they don't stick out. Yeah.
So why do you feel like sports and having athletic outlets has been so important for your like overall well-being?
Well, I think unknowingly I was keeping myself sane and fit. Like I never did it to be fit. I didn't care about, like when I was young, I didn't care about being fit or athletic or being muscular or looking a certain way. It was like it was I just needed to be good at the sport. That's all I cared about, was being proficient in it. But the symptom of that is like health. Like I was pretty healthy because I was just playing sports all the time. And I think it just gave me like a foundation of just, I don't know, like tuning into my body and feeling healthy in myself and such. And it was just always something I could lean on and go back to. Always something that, especially when I got a little bit older and I kind of came back to sports. Like I sort of imploded when I was young. I quit baseball. I didn't quit basketball, but I kind of got just like tossed off the team in a way. Big time temper issues, would just show up hungover to games a lot, kind of just self-sabotage myself. And then in university, I played intramural softball and then played on a softball team after that. And that was the first time that I was very conscious of what mentally I was bringing to the sport. And I told myself, I'm not going to get frustrated. This isn't going to like fuck me up. You know, this is going to help me. And it worked. Like I was able to kind of control when I would get frustrated and I just didn't take it as seriously. Softball. And there was all these people taking it so seriously and I just would not go there in my mind. And it was the first time I kind of like, got control of my emotions in sports. I was never conscious of that. It was just like either I was doing good or I was angry. And then it, yeah, like around like, I don't know, like 23, 24, especially when I found jiu-jitsu, I realized how important it meant how important practice was. And then getting good at anything was just like how much practice you put into it.
Was that the same time that you started doing really well in school?
It was after I had been done school already. Yeah. So school would have finished like maybe a year or two earlier. So I had that, but I still with like sports, there was that fixed mindset as opposed to like the growth mindset. Carol Dweck, good book, talks about this whole idea. It's like a good, simple read. Yeah. And then jiu-jitsu, like I wanted to quit the first night because I just got tapped like 30 times. And I was like, what the heck? I hate this. Like, this is overwhelming. I thought I was going to do way better and I wanted to quit. And then didn't. And then fast forward a bunch of years, really glad I didn't. Yeah. And it brought me back to, but I was never conscious of this idea of like, it's just practice. It's how much you put in. And that is just more important than your inborn ability or anything really.
Yeah.
And I think that has given me this grounding sense of like, no one's really better than anyone at anything. And we're not superior to any people regardless, like simply put, but it's created this sense of, like realism when it comes to anything. Like there's no really smart people. There's like people who are good at certain things, who have put a lot of time into certain things, who are really curious about certain things. There's no dumb people either. There's differences in like processing speed and like memory, like that relates. There's IQ differences and all that shit, but like you can get good at anything, you know? And that's what sports brought me back to, was like, this is like a love. You love this. It's good for you. It's good for your body. Like you can do anything you put your mind to, and within reason. Yeah. You know, but yeah.
Where do you think you'd be without sports?
Dead.
That's dramatic.
Jen thinks I'd be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to imagine even like what life would be like. I would have had to have found something else. Yeah. I would have had to have found like carpentry and got like super obsessed with that. But even that, like, because I think sports make me move, and it gets all that energy out, like the feeling after working out or running or doing any sort of athletic activity, I'm so much happier generally, unless I really push it too hard, but I'm so much happier, you know, it's just like, it's an incredible difference. So without that, like, I just can't even imagine. I would be way more unhappy. Just way more unhappy. Yeah.
How do you think sports and like having an ADHD mind work together?
Hand in hand. Hand in hand. Like the busyness, it lets me focus on, there's always something to learn in any sport. That you've never mastered any athletic activity, even the best in the world. There's always stuff to learn. So there's always something to focus on. There's always a busyness that you can put your brain to. It requires constant focus and attention. Most sports and ones that are slower, I struggle more with, like
running.
Yeah. Running is hard for me because I'm just like, once I'm fit enough to run, then I'm just like, well, what am I thinking about?
Yeah.
But jujitsu is constant focus and attention. The most out of any sport. Surfing is close because surfing, you're so in the moment, but like jujitsu is such constant focus and attention that you cannot think about anything else. It's so beautiful in that way. Everything else melts away. Baseball, a lot of time to think, even like tennis, there's a lot of time between serves and then soccer is pretty constant. That's fun, but you're not always touching the ball, There's not a lot of things that like require that constant focus. Even boxing, like if I'm just hitting the heavy bag, if I feel the need to just stop, then sometimes I'll just stop. But in jiu-jitsu, it's like
you can't.
You can't. You just have to keep going. What was your question? Oh, ADHD. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appropriate. Yeah, probably like if you think you have ADHD, I think finding a outlet or activity, athletic, great, doesn't have to be, but would be super beneficial. Super beneficial. It just lets you put that Energizer bunny, monkey brain somewhere. Somewhere good.
Yeah.
And sports are always giving back to you unless you push it, unless you are going too hard and like you're getting to the point where you're injuring yourself, which if you're a frantic athletic person, then you've probably been there. And that's a battle in itself, is learning when to dial it back and when not to push so hard. But they're always giving back to you because it's good to move your body. Your body loves it. It wants to move. It wants to be moving. Those like whatever the chemicals are that it's feeding back to you. Endorphins, everything, like serotonin, dopamine, everything, the stress hormones, like it wants to be moving.
How was it to learn to not go so hard? Like what was that journey like for you? Because like I didn't know you at this time, but I know that like how you were at the gym and just like the routines that you have and the way that you listen to your body now is very different than when you were in the past.
I think therapy helped a lot and getting injured helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how much I was pushing just due to my own pain and shame and just fear I had walking through the world. Making myself like, if you walk through the world with shame, chances are you are trying to be better than you are.
Right. Yeah.
And for me, the only better I cared about was like, there were certain things that brought me more validation, and sports was always one of them, that thing that I had to cling on to. So if I was like, I would get turned down by a girl, I would go for a run the next day and like run up a mountain, and that made me feel good and better. And that is good in a way, like it does help, but I'm also like just upset and not really being able to sit in the upset. I'm just kind of like,
avoiding,
brutalizing myself
and punishing yourself in a way.
A lot of punishment, definitely. Like, there was this comedian that said the other day, there was this line where he said, I forget the dude's name. He's a Chinese Australian guy. And he said he was at the gym and he saw all these really good looking people with these like, they were looking at themselves in the mirror and they were just like so upset with themselves with like, but he's like, it's okay. You're good looking. You don't have to be so upset. But it's like, it's that thing of you're just like mad and you're focused and that, and I had that a lot. And that brought me 2 torn Achilles, dislocated shoulder, broken rib, broken hand, torn bicep, bad, just awful injuries that would like sideline and just put me out for months and months. And then I'd get depressed, and just, especially the Achilles was terrible. So yeah, therapy and then like getting injured kind of made me realize it's not always good to go to the gym. It's not always good to exercise and to just keep going and to just fucking get up and push when you don't want to push. Sometimes, yes, you don't feel like it, you should move a bit.
Yeah.
But sometimes no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that whole like thing in male culture and like workout culture, different if you're trying to be a pro athlete, like whatever, but it's just not all the time. Not all the time.
Yeah. And I think understanding like what's driving that. Yeah. Like I know for myself, like I can get into that kind of avoidant punishment space when running.
Yeah.
And it's very different. The mentality is very different from like, I'm going to push myself on like I know I'm capable versus I'm going to push myself because I think I'm a big shit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. And I need it to hurt because I deserve it or something, right? Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, it's been a whole like new learning thing of reframe, basically changing my relationship with athletics and just movement in general with my body and tuning into it more. And like before tearing my Achilles, I was pretty much always sore.
Yeah.
Like some part of me was sore because I just would work out so much, go to jiu-jitsu all the time. And like I'd lift heavy multiple times a week and run multiple times a week. And I was just always pretty sore. And that day that I went to played basketball, my whole body was aching and I was so overtired, and I was like, well, I better go to the gym then. And I tore my Achilles. It just fucking snapped. And I was like 26 or 27 or something, you know, just probably shouldn't have happened. But the overuse of my body, like relying on that so much, was just like, it will give out eventually.
Yeah.
So learn to bring peace to your mind and then transfer it into your body. And like, you need to bring in peace as well. It can't just be push, push, push.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? What was the first athletic thing you remember doing?
Probably ballet.
Oh, really? I didn't know you did ballet.
Yeah, because my mom was a dance teacher. And so I did tap and ballet. And I did dance like a little bit throughout my like early years and like preteens. Did hip hop.
Hippity hop. Show me some moves later.
Yeah. So yeah, I did dance. But like the competitive nature, I've never liked. I've never liked the pressure of like potentially letting a team down.
I hated that too.
The like dance, there was always like the competitions, the year-end performance, you're on stage, you're doing a big if I could have just danced, I would have enjoyed it so much more.
Yeah.
But because there always had to be the year-end performance and you were always working towards that year-end performance, you couldn't really, unless it was like at a community center, you couldn't really do dance. You had to fully commit, and that just pushed me away.
You didn't like the competitiveness.
No. And I was so anxious and like, just the idea of being on stage, like performing, I didn't like that. I loved the feeling of like movement. I didn't like the idea of like competition. And I have thought about like trying to get into dance again as like an adult, but it's very like vulnerable and I'm just not,
You never told me that.
Yeah, I don't know where I would go, and it can be quite cliquey.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What about doing a dance class? Would you be into that?
Potentially. Yeah. I thought about doing like a heels class, like
when you click your heels?
No.
Island dancing?
No.
You want to do some Highland dance?
I did do Highland dancing though. Yeah.
Impressive form of dance.
Yeah, I didn't get very far. No, heels classes like where you wear like high heels, and it's kind of like it's not like stripper dancing, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. But I think that could be really cool. Yeah, I wish I don't want to say like I wish I'd stuck it out because I actually don't think the dance world was like meant like I wasn't meant to be in it.
Brutal, like gymnastics almost.
Yeah, and like hearing things from like how my mom was treated when she was going through like being a competitive dancer, I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't have that.
You never hear people in dance and gymnastics be like, it was just such a nurturing culture.
Yeah, I never had any body image issues. Everybody was super nice. No one ever commented on me being ugly. Like, no.
Yeah. Coach slapping my ass.
Yeah, I was never sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wish that there had been more dance outlets that would have like suited my curiosity more.
Well, we can make this happen. Saturday day heels class.
Yeah. Potentially. But yeah, so I did dance, and then I was so not like, I never did soccer. I did t-ball when I was like 4, and I think I liked it. Yeah. But again, I never had a desire to be like on a team, like a team sport. I was just like, ugh, I don't.
Why? Because you don't want to let them down. That was my biggest fear in baseball.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that like usually the fastest pitcher will be the closer? They come in for when you're young, you get a pitch, I think 2 innings or something. The fast pitcher comes in for the last 2, and I hated it because I didn't want to be like let the team down. Yeah, like be the one that like lets the game like loses the game. Like that's awful.
It's so much pressure.
I know, but ironically, like people don't really care. It's that like I think there's some emotional psychological stuff in there of people who they tend to be caregivers and they're very noticing of other people's emotions. You don't want to let people down. Like there's a certain personality there, you know, because some people don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think also like being an only child, like I was so comfortable. Well, okay, I was an only child until I was 7.5. I do have a sister, but being a
sorry, Gracie.
Sorry, Gracie. But being an only child for so long, I think that also maybe didn't make me curious about team sports because I was so comfortable just doing it on my own.
Yeah.
And I grew up very much in an art world. Like my dad played hockey, but like that was never a thing that I wanted to do. Also, growing up at that stage, I don't think girl hockey was as available.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I had no desire to do that. And yeah, dance was the only kind of athletic kind of avenue that I was exposed to because everybody else in my family was an artist.
Yeah.
So, but then I got into horseback riding.
What age?
I started horseback riding when I was 9 and I loved it. And
what'd you love about it the most?
Being with the animals.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
There's something so like magical about being with a like 1,200 pound animal.
Yeah.
And them working with you.
It's pretty badass.
It's
definitely one of the most badass activities there is for that reason.
Well, because you like, yeah, maybe in jiu-jitsu or boxing or something like that, like you don't like the person you're competing against is trying to like harm you in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But there's still like a human understanding of like, I'm not going to actually kill this person.
Well, in boxing, you are trying to kill them, but you also have a chance always. If a horse tries to kill you, you have no chance.
No, and you don't know why they will.
Yeah.
Like anytime you're with a horse, whether you're like on the ground just walking with them versus being like riding, they're so unpredictable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started.
They freak me out.
I know.
I'm scared around horses. Maddie's just you walk right up to them and hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No, you have to have that I think saved me being with horses because when I was 9, my anxiety started to get really, really, really bad. I wouldn't want to leave the house. Like just a lot of stuff was going on. And so the only time I would feel good was being with the horses. And I think partially because I realized early on they sense your emotions so much. And so I had to.
It's crazy you realize that at 9 years old.
Yeah. Well, I also was never like, okay, so there's like the school horses and then there's the green horses. And so the school horses, you know, you usually go to like a fancy barn and you're in a nice riding ring and everything's like controlled, I guess. And the school horses have been lesson horses forever. And they know how to just like stop or listen, and they know their routine. I didn't ever ride those horses. Right. I rode the ones that had never been ridden.
Poor girl horses.
I was poor girl horse. Yeah, totally. I was like backyard, like riding these horses that were not broke, as they say.
Yeah. No saddle, no clothes. Just a naked girl on a horse. Mud.
Not quite. But
you want to cover up them privates? Throw some mud on them.
Ew.
Yeah.
But I learned really quick because I was with so many sensitive horses that like if I'm anxious, they're gonna be anxious.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually unsafe. Then we're both unsafe.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting.
So how did you would you be anxious driving there and then just lock it in as soon as you got out of the car?
I think so.
How'd you learn to control that anxiety?
Don't know, because it took me years to be able to actually control it. But there was something about being with the animals. I think like what you experienced where you're so focused.
Yeah.
I didn't have as much time to be anxious.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
Think about it, I'm sure.
No, because like
demands your attention.
Yeah, and they're so like even though a lot of people don't think they're like a calming energy, they are.
Yeah, they're prey animals.
When you connect with them, and yeah, I had some very, very strong connections with the horses that I rode, but it was also hard. Like, you know, I'd go for group lessons. I was part of pony club.
Sorry.
I would be in a lesson of like 5 or 7 other girls, and everybody would be at kind of different stages.
Yep.
And I rode English, and so I did a lot of...
What is that again?
English is the saddle that's smooth.
Right.
Western has the horn.
Right.
And so English riding is a lot of jumping, a lot of like flat work. And I really love jumping and cross country. That was super cool, where you're like out in a field and you're just jumping over shit, galloping. It's so fun. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like you're going fast. You have a 1,000-pound animal underneath of you out in the wild who like wants to fucking go.
Yeah.
And you're this like tiny 100-pound little thing just like holding on for dear life and then jumping over shit. It's wild.
Do you remember
my poor parents?
You remember the first time you jumped something? But you know what's more impressive is that sport where the girls ride the wooden stick horse. That's more impressive. Personally, I think.
Yeah.
Totally. What's it called?
Hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing.
Yeah.
There's some athleticism there.
There is. Yeah. We won't go too far into that. Everybody's allowed to find their
100%.
passion.
I'm going to get into it.
Okay.
Wake up, I'm going to be hobby horsing around the house.
Oh, God. Yeah, I definitely struggled though, like, even though it wasn't necessarily a team sport, the competitive nature. Also, horse people, animal people are insane.
Horse people are nuts.
Horse people, another level.
What is that? What is that?
Don't know. I don't know what it is.
We've been around some horse people.
It's probably like some wounded thing. Yeah. Like,
there just seems to be a lot of anger. Like a lot of like pent up, like I can be real calm with this animal, but if you say one word to me, I will fucking...
off
right?
You. Yeah.
There's just...
the number of adults that screamed at me
yeah,
as a child because of like, I again had these like very difficult horses. One would never get into the trailer to go places. And the the number of adults that were like, would just like talk to me the way that they did, in such a like shaming, angry, like, you don't know what you're doing kind of thing. And it's like, I'm 9.
So it kind of was like gymnastics and dancing.
Yeah, I guess
right?
Yeah, and it's very like, it's a bit of an elitist sport. Like, you have to have money to be able to do and like have all the things and the fancy horse.
Pretentious,
and
angry fucks.
Very pretentious. But yeah, it was really, I had a hard time, you know, understanding that some of my friends had more of an advantage based on like their horse or their money or what they could do. And so sometimes it would be hard because I would be like with the horse that didn't actually know how to jump, trying to be with my peers. And I felt like I couldn't really advance as fast as I wanted to because I was like semi-training this horse. But then like
playing with a wooden stick, everyone else has got carbon fiber.
Like, there was a definite disadvantage.
That one's for Tyler Innes. That one's for Tyler Innes.
But my parents were so great about it because they never were like, you got to be the best. You know, like it was like, you try your best. And they understood.
Parents are great.
They understood the importance of like, or the value of what I was learning with the animal. Yeah. Of like, you know, so-and-so can maybe jump 3 feet and I can't. But like, you are riding a horse that is, you're helping that horse learn, and you've created this connection with this horse and this bond, and like, it's so much more than kind of being on autopilot, because some of the school horses, they are a bit on autopilot, which is great because you can learn your own self skills a bit better without having to like wrangle something. But
you seen what's that movie with Brad Pitt where he and all the brothers, and he has to break the horses? Damn it, what's it called? With Anthony Hopkins, I think, is the dad.
No, I don't think so. I'm not really like the biggest Brad Pitt fan.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bit of a contentious topic in our relationship.
He Legends of the Fall.
Oh no.
Oh, we should watch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
Good horse movie.
That's sometimes they're not great.
No.
But yeah, so that was like hard, I think, and pushed me away a little bit at times and made me feel like very less than and like insecure, kind of like what you were feeling of like the competitive nature. I just wanted to be with them. I loved being with the horses and the freedom of riding. Like, I didn't care what other people were doing, but I would get sucked into it.
Like, practicing was, I always performed so much better in practice than I did in games. Generally, because of like what the pressure does and just the competitiveness and like just not wanting to lose. I was so embarrassed. Because I couldn't do what the others were doing, and I don't think they really cared or were aware of, well, Maddie doesn't have the same. So you'd get judged unfairly.
Yeah, my best friend at the time was like, she was very judgmental.
He doesn't like her.
And then after horseback riding, like, I also had an injury. I broke my collarbone really, really bad.
Still nasty up in there.
So I got a plate in there. And that, I think, kind of was like, how old was I? I was in my early 20s, and I was kind of like, oh shit, what I'm doing is kind of dangerous.
I ever show you the video of Shar falling off the horse?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Grab him.
And see, like, you fall off so often, it's like not a big deal. But when you injure yourself, it's like, oh, I'm way more fragile, or like,
oh my God,
like, I'm not invincible.
You're like 9 feet in the air.
Hucked.
Flying, going like 20 miles an hour. hucked from this huge animal, not knowing it's going to happen. And you can't control like where or how you're going to land. It's amazing more people don't die.
Well,
they do?
A lot of people get paralyzed.
I wonder how many, fuck, that's so brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, I had this terrible fear the other day driving to jiu-jitsu, just like an intrusive thought about getting paralyzed. And then just like sitting in the deathbed with you and not being able to speak, just trying to communicate with my eyes, pull the plug. Pull it.
I wouldn't. You would have to. You'd be my beautiful little vegetable.
Oh my God, no. Pull that plug. If I can't move, if I can't speak and I can't move anything, pull it. For me.
No,
light me up with 100 hits of acid, then pull it.
Yeah. Okay.
Send me off to the Netherlands.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I stopped horseback riding, I didn't really have anything. That was a bit of a like identity crisis of being like, oh.
When did you stop?
Like, well, it slowed down when I like was in high school because I like got a job and like wanted to have like other normal life things.
Would you like do practices for horseback riding? Like, was it a weekly thing every week?
Yeah.
Like, how did it work?
Every like once or twice a week kind of thing. It depended if I was leasing a horse, then I could go and ride whenever I wanted. When I moved up island, it got a little bit more difficult. It also was really expensive.
Yeah. How much a year, do you know?
No, but like lessons, if you're leasing the horse, which generally you needed to do, like a couple $100 to lease a month.
Yeah.
And then well, yeah, depends on if you have to feed the horse or not. Like it just depends on so much. Yeah. There was a lot of things. And so I think, I kind of stopped in my early 20s, and then I didn't really know what to do with myself. And
going back, if like knowing what you know now about sports and whatnot, if you could choose a sport to have played and maybe been like good at, what would you pick?
Soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
I think I would have been good at soccer.
You would have been, yep. Strong lower half.
Dance mostly, but I just don't think the way dance is that I would have wanted to. But I think soccer or volleyball. I think I could have been good at volleyball.
A good little setter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like volleyball. And then I kind of got into running and
sure shit did. Ran a half marathon today.
Yeah. And I think I've always, also people were like, horseback riding is not a sport, like.
Yes, it is. How do you say it's not a sport?
Don't get me started. But
what's the argument for that?
You're just sitting on a horse. The horse is doing all the work.
Yeah, right. It's so much like thigh work and control. And
like you're literally trying to hold on for dear life, but also like work with this giant beast under you. And you're going for sure flying around the. Yeah.
It's absolutely
it's so
it requires hand-eye coordination, strength.
Yeah.
Like the more athletic you are, the better. Definitely.
Cardio.
Yeah, cardio.
Yeah.
Balls.
Gotta have some big old ovaries.
Some ovums.
Some ovums. But yeah, and then I got a personal trainer, which like was good.
Was it? Was it at all, actually, though?
It was good because it opened, like, I learned about protein. I was primarily a vegetarian and survived on bagels and Caesar salad. And
still the diet of choice.
Still would love. And she helped me understand and feel comfortable, like, going to the gym and, like, understanding workouts and things like that. So I think it built my confidence and, like, helped me understand the importance of movement and things like that, but also exacerbated my disordered eating, because she would get me to journal my food and then take her red marker and like highlight things. No red peppers. There's too much sugar in carrots.
Oh my God. Whoa. Too much sugar in carrots? Oh boy.
Yeah. So that was good, but also like not great.
Yeah. And you don't even remember feeling very good during that time, right?
No, like I definitely like, I did feel better for a little bit, and then it was like not good.
Yeah.
No. And then I got into yoga, and I kind of forget it's a sport because it's such a, like, it is.
Well, there's no competition.
No, it's such a self-led.
But it's definitely an athletic activity.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's insane. But it's also just like, depending on the type of classes or the intention you're coming into it with, like, it can be so therapeutic.
Is there yoga competitions? I bet there is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Depending on the different style and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really into yoga. Did my teacher training, taught yoga for a couple of years, and then now, and like running here and there. Now, just trying to find a balance for myself of like moving for pleasure and health versus punishment.
Hallelujah.
But it's hard.
It is hard. It's hard when you've been trained your whole life to think of exercise, just how it relates to how your body looks and
the sports that I do are so much about my body. Like running is individual, yoga is individual, Pilates, like it, and especially right now in like girl world, like the Pilates body and stuff like that. Like, so much of what I do is, it's very easy to hone in and like fixate on the look. Yeah. Whereas like horseback riding, like, it was more about the horse.
Yeah.
Like, there was a thing, but it didn't matter how big or small my body was. Yeah. Because if you can't hold on, you're getting fucked up. Whereas now I feel like with Pilates and yoga and even running, sometimes there's like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially yoga and Pilates. Like, it's more tricky.
An aesthetic like that you observe in like the culture of it, or just that within yourself?
Both. Yeah. I think it's getting a lot better, but yeah, I think exercise and fitness in general for women, it's very difficult. It's not just about how strong and like effective I can be at, how can I perfect this athletic exercise.
Well, for a lot of men it isn't too, like just I mean weightlifting, like if you are one who's just trying to gain muscle, and that's like that's the male version of what you're describing.
Absolutely.
Men need to be, I do think there's more pressure on women personally, because like you can be a attractive man and not be muscular, but women get judged a lot more, I think, on their bodies. Yeah.
And especially like right now with like the trend of like the Ozempic body and stuff, like being so this like ideal in the media of being so tiny and like frail, like so instantly you're bigger when you are doing an athletic activity because you have muscle tone and you have, your body's got that like protection of fat in a sense, right? Whereas like it's very like, it's just, it doesn't match like being healthy the aesthetic right now. Whereas I think for guys, there's an element of like being big and like having strong muscles, like that's good.
Yeah.
Always to an extreme, but it's interesting right now how everything is going.
Yeah. There's always the pressure from certain aspects of society for women to be as small as possible, for men to be as big as possible. But there's also a lot of subsections and like groups that don't give a shit. And
totally.
Where it's like muscle is good for women.
Yeah.
You can be slender as a man and still be like respected in the sport. Like some of the slender guys in jiu-jitsu are just killers. It works to your advantage sometimes to be like tall and thin as a guy. And so I don't know. It's not across the board, but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
It's good to be aware of like where it is, how much you're feeding into it.
Yeah, and I think that yoga's really helped me reconnect to my body as not just I'm doing this to be fit or sorry, I'm not doing this to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Because I think when I was at the gym, it was like I'm going to lift and do these exercises so I get a bigger bum and a smaller waist. And that is the goal.
Yeah.
For me, at least it was, because it wasn't like I was going to be doing any kind of competitions.
Yeah.
Whereas yoga, it's like it allowed me to connect with like the smallest of changes in my body, not aesthetically, of, oh wow, I can now forward fold even further than I typically can, or I can hold that balancing pose, and like having like being able to connect with that progress versus it being so much on like how do I look.
Way healthier.
And running too, like I'd be so depressed if I didn't have running and the like exercise that I have now in my life. Yeah. And I would have, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have horseback riding. I don't know what I wouldn't have left the house.
Yeah. Just a little recluse.
Just with my books.
So many books and puzzles.
Yeah. Just if you don't feel good, just do a puzzle.
Do a puzzle, read a book.
Yeah, that's about it.
Still kind of that way.
Yeah. Balance.
Sports are the best. I think everybody, I don't like to prescribe, but I think that if you can find some sort of athletic activity and just keep it for yourself, don't tell anyone about it, whatever, and just try to get a little bit better at it. You know, just like, even if it's getting a tee, a ball, and a bat and going and hitting against a fence, and then like, just seeing yourself improve.
Yeah.
It translates into everything. It translates into everything in your life.
I agree.
And it's so good for you. And it's actually fun. Like, and you feel powerful being able to do that. Like,
that's the piece that like I connect with. Like, I think everybody should have something that gives them a sense of purpose. And whether that's like any sort of outlet, like I feel like I get a lot from doing pottery and having a creative outlet, but I don't feel powerful and strong necessarily doing an artistic or there's something special about exercise. I think especially for women to really feel that like I'm strong and powerful and my body's more than how it looks. I think that is something that is so important because I don't know where else we can really get that sometimes, that sense of like internal strength
within your like physical self, your body. I mean, I don't get it when I'm like doing video editing or whatever. I don't get that. I just get it when I'm moving. It's a sense of like accomplishment and competence. You know? Like trying something over and over and over until it actually clicks, and then you've got it, and then it's like, oh, I did that. Like I went from struggle to capacity.
And I will say, I still hate people. I hate you when done. When I'm not feeling good, or especially mentally not feeling good, and someone tells me to go for a walk or go get some exercise. I hate it, but it is so true.
Yeah.
And like, I think
that's a big thing to unpack. Like, and even it really is, because it's a hard topic to touch with people. Like, have you tried getting some exercise? If it goes immediately to like
shame,
weight and body, and I'm not good enough.
Lazy.
And there's a reason for that, because the way that people talk about it often is just so simple. Like, well, why don't you just go, you know? But it's not that simple for a lot of people.
I think too, especially if you have depression.
Yeah.
Because the getting out, like just getting out of bed sometimes feels, getting like brushing your teeth, having a shower feels exhausting.
Yeah. Jesse and I were talking about this the other day, and how like you and Nods you guys will fade more into the depressive state when things are hard. Whereas me and Jesse, it's more of a ramped up anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I've been depressed before, but it's usually like, I can't stop doing things.
Yeah.
like I can't slow down.
Yeah.
It's not like I have trouble getting up. It's sometimes overwhelmed, but
you'll still move. You'll still be.
I move more.
Yeah, you
when
can't
I'm stressed.
sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, like the humans were made to move. Like we feel better when we do. Like the research and the science is just, it is the ultimate longevity drug. Like that in itself is just kind of like the ultimate prover. You know, I just think everyone should work to find what works for them, and then the relationship with exercise itself, unless it's always been fostered in a healthy way, which good luck finding that, you know. Even people who come from really competitive backgrounds, like maybe trying to find it in a like healthier way is difficult, you know. But just like continuing to work on that relationship like it's a person with movement and exercise, because it's not a simple thing. It's not like you should just feel stoked to go to the gym or stoked to do your little movement or whatever. It's not always that. Sometimes you don't feel like it and sometimes you shouldn't, but sometimes you don't feel like it and maybe your body actually does want that.
It's almost like eating.
Yeah, it is.
Like, of course we would love to eat whatever we want, but if you are not nourishing yourself to an extent, whatever that looks like, your body is just not going to be able to function properly. And I think just like the importance of starting small, like
totally. Yeah, no, for sure.
I think we get so wrapped up in, and like it gets tricky when it's like New Year's, new me, and like here's the 30-day challenge, and like
horseshit.
All of those things. It sets you up for failure every time.
30-day this and that, get abs in 30 days, all that. Like, forget that stuff. Find something you like. You know, even can just tolerate. Like if you hate athletics, hate exercise whatsoever, try to find something that you can tolerate, and then just like do it a little bit, you know?
When we were apart and I was really struggling, very, very, very depressed, my goal was every day I'm just going to make sure that I get out and walk Bailey.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it was sometimes only like 10 or 15 minutes. And I would go to the estuary and I'd often be listening to an audiobook and we would just walk. And it was a lot easier because I knew she needed it. So I was doing it for her. But even that of just... all I have to do is at least just go outside, get some sunlight, go get some fresh air and walk. And then whatever I need to do, if I need to sleep for the rest of the day, fine, whatever. But at least I walked, and having that be my routine was like integral. And that was a time where I really struggled to be able to get out of bed and take care of myself. So coming from someone who has been there. If you can even just find like, I'm going to walk to the mailbox and back every day.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Or even twice a week.
Yeah.
Like, I know I would be depressed without exercise. I know I would be.
Yeah.
And just, but, start small, and like consistency is just the best way. Like if you hate it, if you're someone like that, have a little routine that you kind of stick to for the first bit, and then hopefully it kind of works more into your cells.
Yeah, and hopefully you can find something that you really do love.
That you enjoy.
Yeah.
I always like just kicking balls against things and throwing ball. I would go to like the big our elementary school and just throw like a baseball or lacrosse ball against the wall. Like it sounds stupid, but it was just something that was nice. It was something to do. It's like meditative in a way. And you got to also get over maybe looking silly in public. Yeah. Like fuck people. If someone's going to judge you or whatever, just like, I don't know. You'll never.
Coming from a yoga like a teacher too, like I'm as a teacher, if you should never be looking at people and thinking like, you know, find spaces that feel safe enough where you can go and be new. Yeah. Because that is a huge thing. I never did yoga when I lived in Victoria because it was so cliquey and scary. I didn't want to go and be new somewhere. Yeah. When I moved to Duncan, I went to a place where it was like a lot more inclusive. There were a lot of different bodies. There were a lot of different ages. And that was integral. I also went to only a women's gym because that just kind of eradicated some of the anxiety, right?
Yep.
And so find a space or an activity that like it's okay to be new at, but also like do your research to make sure that you're finding a space that feels as like supportive as possible, because it can be super intimidating to like go to a gym or go to a class. Like meet with the instructor beforehand and like say like, I don't have any experience, what would you recommend? Because sometimes the descriptions don't line up with what they are, and it can be so defeating to like go to a class. I see it all the time where someone comes in, they look around the room, okay, everybody has this set of weights or, you know, whatever. You have no idea what that other people's experiences are. And then you're fucking dying in the class. You're never going to come back.
I know. Yeah.
And
you see it in jiu-jitsu too. People coming in for a first class and like, you feel when you roll with someone who's been doing it for 5 years, like how behind you really are. And like you're a child essentially in the arms of a grown person is what it feels like, you know,
you're like learning to walk.
Literally. It's unfathomable. And for a lot of people, I think especially men, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's just like a necessary part of it. Like you're going to be awful when you first start something. Maybe not awful or whatever, like label whatever you already want to it. You're going to be inexperienced and that is just a necessity. But time will bring competence always.
That was a big thing that our teachers in yoga teacher training said. They would always say like every single teacher that you admire had their first class once.
There's no replacement for time spent. All those freaking videos, 30 days this, 30 days that. No. I saw videos on how to become proficient in jiu-jitsu in like 30. I was like, no way. There's no way.
No.
You can't.
No.
You can't. Your muscles don't respond.
No.
Like you can only hold a grip for so long. Like that takes years to develop. Like years. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's such BS, man. Like you have to, like, I don't know. It takes a lot of time to like integrate something into yourself where you become competent at it and where it actually starts to like feed you in that really nice way. It can be a real struggle at the beginning, but that beginning phase does not last forever.
No.
It just doesn't. Like, you know, the easier you can go on yourself, like, and it just sucks to be bad at things. It's great to be good at things.
Because there's a lot of growth when you're bad at something.
Oh yeah.
In more ways than just the physical.
Yeah. There's this part of your brain that gets bigger when you, I was listening to this dude talk about it. It's like when you do things that are challenging, particularly things that you don't want to do, there's this part of your brain that it starts to expand and that like translates into, you being able to do harder things in every other area of your life.
Yeah, I have heard that before. So
pretty darn cool.
Okay, team.
Is that it? Let's ask each other a couple questions.
Time for pasta. Gonna eat pasta.
That was terrible.